monsters called Quays have been in the area. Now the Quays are actually the monster that we can turn into when we use the transform magic. You also find out from the citizens that the Quays in general were actually other monsters or people that were actually transformed or cursed into the form of them. After talking to a few of the citizens, you use the transform magic in order to turn into the creature, and when you talk to a few people, they'll give you a little bit different dialogue for the ones you actually can talk to. All the way to the right is a guard protecting the drawbridge. Now he won't drop the bridge yet, but when we talk to him as a monster, we'll get a certain bit of dialogue, and when we transform, we'll get another bit of dialogue. So basically, the monsters have kidnapped this guy's son and told him not to let a guy named Adol actually go over the bridge and continue on. So now he blames us for his son getting kidnapped and gives us the Earrings of Whispering. And they're going to allow us to actually locate his son. So our goal now is to go back into the fire area and locate this guy's lost son. In order to locate this guy's son, we're going to have to get a little bit more information, and to do so, we're going to actually talk to the monsters that did the kidnapping. To find them, though, we're going to have to transform into a monster so that we can talk to them, and then use the evil bell that we used in that guy's basement, and when we do in this area, you can see all the monsters show up, and they give us information on where the guy's located. They told us where the guy was located, but that we need a Rototree leaf in order to get through the poison. Going to the bank of the lava river, right here we get the Rototree leaf, and we're going to make sure that we unequip now our magic to turn back into ourselves so we actually can attack things, equip the Rototree leaf so that we actually can go through the poison without being hurt. The poison-filled room is not too far from where we just were. In this room, just head to the north and enter this door. Once again, make sure that you have that leaf equipped, and this is that poison-filled room that we wouldn't be able to go through if we didn't have the leaf. In this room, we find one of those enemies guarding the chest, and once we open it up, we find the blue orb. When you make your way all the way across another one of the lava bridges, you'll come to a solid wall all the way on the right. Now you can see that there looks like an opening, but it's one of those walls that's been blocked up by rocks. What we have to use is first the whispering earrings, and we'll actually be able to hear them talking in a conversation. In order to do so, you may have to back away from the wall and go back for it in order to hear it.
Someone out there? My name is Tarf. I am the son of the bridge guy. I truly hope that you can save me, but I'm afraid this rock is very solid and will be most difficult to break.
He'll tell you that you need the blue orb, so equip it, back away from the wall once again and go forward. He'll thank you for finding the blue orb, and you'll be able to hand it to him through the crack in the wall. Now that the boy has been saved, he actually is back in the town with his father, so use the return magic for the first time in order to travel back to Burn Village. When you make it back to Burn Village, talk to the gate guard again, in which case this time of course he'll thank us for finding his son, and then he'll lower the bridge so that we can continue on to the other part of this lava area. Make sure that you have full health before continuing on into the lava area, because we're going to have a pretty tough boss coming up. When you make it along here, you'll see another one of those big boss doors. Make sure to equip your Magical Fire if you haven't already equipped it, because you're going to need it in order to do damage to this boss. Now this is probably the hardest boss and probably the worst boss that we have to fight through the game. The only way to really do a lot more damage to him would be to grind a little bit, and we're not going to be grinding anymore until we get a little bit later on in the game. In order to hit this guy, what you have to do is hit him in the mouth once it's opened, when either he's bringing in the creature, or when he's releasing it. The problem is, once he's releasing it, it can be really hard to hit him, because for the most part you're going to want to stay away from him when he opens his mouth, so that you can get a good distance on the worm that comes out. The worm immediately homes in on you and is quite large, and since the hit radius of it can be a little iffy at times, you don't want to take any damage from it that's unnecessary. So stay away from it for the most part when it opens his mouth the first time. Now when it opens to take it back in, stop where you're going, turn around or go into where he's facing, and just keep launching as many fireballs as you want into him. As you can see, since it's really hard to do damage, and I don't have a lot of strength in terms of my fireball in it, this battle is going to take a long time in order to end.